Morning. Welcome back to Bars Farms. Today we're hopefully going to start some spring tillage, getting ready to run the disc ripper behind me here. But we're in the 8345R and we're just waiting for the tractor to boot up, but it's kind of what we got going on today. We're going to see if we can't get the pitch changed on this. We're not going to run it super deep, but we want it to be, we want it to break up the soil a little bit more than what that tandem did. And looks like we got a software update. So you gotta love John Deere updates, that's for sure. So we're gonna let the tractor warm up here, and monitor's loading, saying we have an update, but shouldn't be too long. But I'll go ahead and give you all a little bit of a cab tour here. So I got the buddy seat, got my gloves and sunglasses. Then we got the nice rotating John Deere seat. And this one has heated seats, and it has a mini fridge, which I don't think there's anything in it right now. There's nothing in there. But it's an IVT. I love the IVTs. They're a lot smoother than a power shift, I would say, but it's all personal preference. And this is my first time using a tripod, but software updates. Engine off and key on. Gotta love updates. Well, the tractor is currently updating. It says to just leave the engine off but power onto the key. So while we're waiting, we're going to put a little def in the tractor. Just going to get John Deere individual boxes of def. I think they're like 2 gallons or something like that. But I'll let y'all see kind of what the inside of the shop looks like. Look. Here's the shop. We got our forklift, our service trailer, air compressor in here, and a lot of junk. But I'm gonna get a box of def, and I'll see you in a second. We're unfolding the disc ripper. Dad's gonna get it to the pitch set on the disc, but it's ready to go. Well, we finally got rolling here. Little deal that kind of sets the depth or the angle of a disc in working right, and we sheared some bolts. So Dad's gonna call around and see if he can't find the part to do it, but so right now I'm just manually having to set the depth on this, which isn't too bad, but it's running pretty good on the old 8345R. It's pulling it really well, actually. It's pulling at 5.3 miles per hour at 1750 RPM, so doing a good job. I'm just gonna do every other pass. I'm just filling in on this one because that's where Dad had it set on the line. But, so far going pretty good, and yeah, once we got it updated at the barn, I had to fill it up with def and diesel. Then I headed over here and I had to go pick up some bolts, but it's going so far. Leaving a nice looking finish. I mean, we're not running it super deep, but it's doing a good job. But I'll see y'all once something interesting happens, or if I get bored and want to pick up the camera. So we've been running the ripper for a while now, and it's doing a good job. And there's a valve. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and zoom in. Sorry about it being so shaky. I'll kind of circle it. That where the main frame is, it's attached to the right. You see a kind of square tubing. But there's a hydraulic valve on it that controls the depth. And it's not working right, so I'm having to lower it by hand, so we can't actually set it quite right. But We're supposed to get the part for it on Monday. So today and tomorrow I'll have to be doing it all by hand. It's Friday right now, February 29th. But Ripper's doing a good job. Tractor's running about 5.3 miles an hour, around 17 to 1800 RPM, just depends the spot. But we're getting about 10 acres done an hour, and it's doing a good job. Just waiting for Grandpa to bring me lunch, and but yeah, just hanging out here on the tractor. Not doing a whole lot, but this disc gripper's pretty wide going down the county road. It sticks out just as far as our duals, which are 40 inches between each one, or 40 inches from the middle of one tire to the middle of another. So they stick out 80 inches, so they're pretty wide duals, but the Ripper sticks just as far out. So it's fun trying to get it down county roads, and it's super long, so you really got to crank her when you're trying to turn it. But it's pretty warm today. It was about 40 this morning. Now it's like 65 or 75. Haven't looked at the weather yet, but that's what it feels like. But we're rolling. We're on the ground that I disced with our Landau tandem disc, and this is just breaking it up better. And then the plan is to go over with our Hamey, which is kind of like a field cultivator but wide sweeps, and then we're gonna have a cool packer behind it, and hopefully leave a real nice finish for the planter. The only worry we have is whether or not it's gonna blow or not, and we really don't want our cotton to get killed. Baby cotton, when it blows, it can kill it, or all the dirt and stuff flying, it'll kill baby cotton real fast. That's why we sand fight. But I'll see y'all in a little bit. Well, our plow might be cut a little short today. We got a hydraulic leak on the, kind of on that part we're we're gonna get replaced on Monday. But it's shooting out hydraulic oil, so we're finishing the pass. Back almost to the pickup now, but kind of disappointing. I don't know if it blew a hose or a fitting or what exactly it is, but every now and then it'll shoot a little hydraulic oil out, or it just like kind of drizzling down from under the plow, but not very good. But me and Grandpa got we aired up all the tires because they were kind of low. They were at 40 psi. We aired them up to 70 psi. Then we put some caps on, and then a couple of the lug nuts were loose. So here's kind of what we got going on. Why we're having to stop for the day is that right there. That valve body, I think, kind of blew a hole in the side of it by that nut right there. It's gonna put us out of the job for the day. But tomorrow we're gonna see if we can rob one off of our VT or Landau disc. But well, we're gonna call it a day. But tractor's leaking oil, and I think I figured, I'm pretty sure what it is there's a crack or a hole or something like that in the valve body, and so it's just gushing oil. But we got her set down, but kind of disappointing. We really need to hammer down. We got probably around half the field done. We got to about here. I'm about to go by that well. You probably can't see it, but we're almost done. We're gonna have to hop on the other side of the pit and go, and we're just skipping. But we're back in the pickup here. But I think we're done for the day, unfortunately. I was hoping to put in a nice little work day, but doesn't always turn out. But we'll go by and look at the new pivot and show it to y'all. But we're done with the 8345R and the rip-all today. It did a really good job, but I just think it was kind of one of those deals where it just had some wear from sitting for a while, which I think it's a 2018 or 2019. So really it should be in better shape, but Yeah, I guess not really, but well, we got a little bit done today, but we had to air up tires and tighten some lug nuts on the lug bolts. One of them was kind of stripped out, but we had to use some WD-40 and a big impact. But the reason we're kind of running the ripple here, I don't know if I ever explained it to y'all or not, but we ran our Landau tandem disc over this, and but we need to break it up a little bit more, so we have this ripple, and it's doing a good job. It's breaking up the dirt better, especially the spots where the manure spreaders drove, and where the manure spreader, we disked it before the manure spreaders spreaded all that. So we're going back over it to kind of break up the tracks, and then we're going to run our Hamey and Cool Packer over it all, and should be able to plant it into it. But we're going to have cotton on all the silage ground. But we didn't get very much done. We have quite a few acres to go over with that. Probably, probably over 600 acres with that, and we don't have a lot of time. We're hoping to get it all ripped before, or while it's still kind of wet out, because the tractor's really going to be bouncing around in all of this once it dries out, all these big dirt clods that the disc left. But this is another field we're about to rip. It's a pivot on the same farm we did hay silage, but or ensilage is what we call it, but it's basically a sorghum or hay hybrid that we planted. But I don't think we're gonna grow any silage this year. The dairy that we're growing it for said that they had plenty and they don't really need any. So, and we're probably 25 miles away, and they can get feed a lot closer than what we have to offer. So it's kind of where we're at, but I'll see y'all when we're at the new shiny pivot. We're going by this wheat here, and it doesn't look very good on the camera, but I mean, it's really taken off in the past week, especially with all that heat we had lately. Other than yesterday, it was pretty cold. But I mean, this wheat's really taken off. It looks a lot better in person than it does on camera. Not as spotty. But we're about to go by the new pivot here. This is a half-miler. It's a Ranky, I believe. But we only have one other half-miler, and it's on the farm I was just on. It wasn't either one of the fields I showed y'all, but it's the other field on that farm. But we definitely need to replace this pivot. This pivot was rusty, and it was on its last leg, but this one's brand new. I mean, it's pretty dang nice. Probably the nicest pivot around around kind of where we farm that I've seen. I've seen one other new one be put up this year, which is about 15 minutes away. So I'm excited. That other pivot sucked, and you could only run half of it at a time. You could run either the inside half or the outside half, but it didn't work the greatest. Which luckily now, I mean, we have the whole shebang. We can run it all at once. And here's those pipes on the ground is what's left of that old pivot. But I mean, not very good. Those are going to Mexico. A lot of the old equipment around here gets bought and shipped down to Mexico, and they use older equipment down there, which hats off to those farmers, because I don't know how they do it. It's not easy. But I think it's going to be the end of the video here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.